Warning, this video is chaotic, covers a lot of ground on a lot of topics. Buckle up. Hey, welcome back to 92 Guitars. Let's start with the giveaway update. Okay, at the time of this recording, I think there's only 7 days left to get in on the entries. So, you better get it done. There's a no purchase necessary way to enter. You have to go back to the video where we announced the giveaway and read the terms and conditions and rules and lawyer gobbledygook blah 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 stuff at the end of that video. That will tell you how to get entered without a purchase of an ornament. If you want to purchase an ornament, here's the QR code thing, and if you know how to use that, that's great. Otherwise, look for the link to purchase the ornament down in the description, and each ornament purchased is an entry into the giveaway for that. So you can see I haven't completed any more work on this yet, but I will. Maybe, yeah, I will. One of those things that we need to do to the giveaway guitar is we need to attach a handle on the cover plate. So one of these handles right here. Now, I don't know if I've ever talked about this on video before, but this is kind of a traditional handle that you would see on a regular resonator. So I've never liked this traditional cover. Look how tall it is. If you just spend some time to get everything all lined up so your string height is where you need it versus where your action is, you can make these handles so much lower than these big tall ones. And man, that changes everything when you're playing them. So I get why they make that thing so tall, because it really just lends itself to being a one-size-fits-all scenario and you never have to look back. One of the reasons I haven't really done the handle on the giveaway guitar yet is I sort of want to ask the winner, do you want the traditional style? Because I think some people really, really like this. Or do you want me to make a low style one? Now, hopefully you guys have started receiving your ornaments. I've been packaging them up in envelopes and shipping them out. Remember guys, don't throw away the little 3x5 card that comes in your envelope, because that has your entry number on it and it has a unique identifier word written on it, so that when I contact you, you can give me that word and I'll know it's you. I don't want a bunch of scammers going, oh yeah, I'm that guy, I won the guitar. So that's how I'm going to know it's you, is by your unique word that's on your card. So don't throw that 3x5 card away that's in your envelope. Off to the post office we go. Actually, here, let's take a quick trip to the post office. Check this out. Hey, nice job washing your windshield there, guy. I mean, you can't hit what you can't see, right? Here we are, seeing if we got any more mail-in entries. I already got a few, but it looks like I don't have any more right now. Now, unfortunately, I already had some warranty work to do on the ornaments that you guys are getting. Check this out. On the red ones and the gold ones, for whatever reason, I've been having trouble with the cover plates sticking. So they got glued here in the middle and stuck to the bodies. I don't know what happened on the red and the gold, but they just don't want to stick. So I'm really worried that some of them are going to come off in the mail on you guys, and I'm really bummed about that. Dang it. What else is going on around here? Actually, there's a bunch of other weird random things going on around here. Might as well fill you in on that before we get into introducing you to our new build that we're going to do before we do our new build. Yeah, that's right. You guys will probably never guess what I'm making now. I don't even know what I'm making. Okay, let's get at it though. Yep. So my wife and I were recently in Outer Banks, North Carolina, and we went into her favorite art gallery. I saw these metal sculpture things in the art gallery. They were super cool, right up my alley, and I looked at it and I thought, well, I could make that easily. But I at least did try to make one, and yeah, it's nowhere near as good as the ones in the art gallery. Turns out they're pretty darn hard. Just like everything around here, the second one of these that I make will be amazing, if I ever make another one. Well, here's something I didn't have on my bingo card. Saxophone repair. I mean, who knew I would repair a saxophone? If you had told me that, I would have laughed at you. My first question with this saxophone was, how much is this thing worth? Is it expensive? Okay, here we go with the saxophone talk. when you push a thing down, there's a thing that stops that thing from going too far. Well, that thing broke off of the other thing and it needed to be reattached to the original thing. So that's what I'm working on here. Apparently, knowing how to solder these Resonator guitars will come in handy if somebody breaks a thing off of their thing on their saxophone. Okay. So the repair turned out like this. If I knew how to draw an arrow on video, I would point to the thing that broke off of the thing, but I don't know how to draw an arrow on video, so hopefully you can just tell which one of those things got reattached to the bigger thing. Okay, made it through that. Let's see if we can work on some other thing. Okay, I think we can move on to guitars now. Let's talk about our new build we're going to do before we do our new build. Yeah. Check this out. Just whipped it up. What? What just happened? Where did all that come from? So my dad built acoustic guitars for the last 30 years of his life, and he built quite a few. I don't know exact number, but it was a lot. One of the ones he built was this one right here. Now this one is my sister's guitar, and I have the twin to this. He used the same molds for this one as he did on mine to bend the sides and everything. So they're all the same woods. They pretty much match except for the colors. This one's got better colors on it. Mine is like orange and reddish orange. Not great. Don't know what Dad had going on there, but the colors on mine are fantastic. Here's the deal. This one sounds amazing. Now, when you play mine, it's totally uninspiring. The acoustic tone of it is not great, but it's got a pickup in it that is unbelievable. And when I plug that thing in, it just comes alive, and it's just an incredible sounding guitar. It's the best playing acoustic guitar I've ever put my hands on. It just plays like an electric. Now, my dad always told me the reason mine doesn't sound as good as my sister's is because he did the bracing different in the two of them. And I remember my dad, he kind of wore a hole through his wrist because he was trying to stick his hand in the sound hole and sand the braces in there to something that he liked better. He would always give me a hard time about mine because he's like, yeah, the bracing in yours is all screwed up. Your sister's guitar is really good though. So that's the reason we have this body, because I thought, well, if this one sounds great acoustically and mine plays great, let's make a third one that has those qualities, both of those qualities built into it. So that was the reasoning for this. Well, this thing's been sitting around for at least 5 years now, and I'm pretty confident that I'm never going to carry on with it, make a top, and make it into another acoustic guitar. If I ever do decide to follow through with that, well, I'm just going to make another one, because this one, we're changing up. Anyway, it's the perfect candidate for this, right? Like, let's get this thing in here and see what we think. Now, I had to reverse engineer this template. I don't know where my dad got the shape for these because he's not a computer guy. He must have got his hands on like a Martin triple aught or something and just traced it on a piece of paper. But when I did mine, I ended up, I think I just traced mine or my sister's here onto a piece of paper, and then I took a photo of that, put that in CAD. Now, unfortunately, I don't have that CAD file anymore. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it went. So I don't have a template for mine, and I kind of need a template to get this thing all kind of figured out. So I'm going to have to reverse engineer a template for this thing, which I guess just involves me taking a picture of it with a ruler on it so I can get dimensions and stuff and start drawing this thing up and see if I can come up with a template. I'm assuming this is going to take me a few tries to get it all dialed in, but here we go. Let's see if we can make a template for this thing so that we can start coming up with the insert to hold the 3 cones on the inside. I've got this outside shape done now. We're going to go cut that thing out of a piece of MDF and just see how that fits and see if we're close, what kind of adjustments we need to make, and then we can finalize the template. Did you guys see the board moving on the CNC table right there? James, you got to screw down your MDF with more than one screw, dummy. If I only had a brain. Okay, we had our issues on that one, but it happens. It's good enough to tell us what we need to know. Actually, now I can get my finger in here and get this out. And how did we do? Oh, this is looking more promising than I thought it was going to. Obviously, it's going to need some adjustment. Oh, it's too small. Okay, so what I've done is taken some measurements from this one and transferred it onto my I've transferred those measurements onto this template, and let's see if we can get my drawing to match these measurements. Then we'll cut another one of these and see how it matches this. There's probably an easier way to do this. If there is, I don't know what that would be. Okay, we're looking at my third try here, and I'm going to call that really good. I'm going to say that's good enough to develop the tricone piece that is going to go inside of here. Okay, maybe this gives you a good idea on where we're headed with this build. I don't know what I'm going to do for cover plate yet. Who cares? That's way down the road. Right now, we got to figure out how to get those 3 cones mounted inside this acoustic body at the right height for the T-bridge, and so many things to figure out and think about. Okay, let's go do that. Well, that's a good start. We got a lot of work to do to make that thing fit perfect. It needs to move back some, and it can't because of the tail block. So we're going to end up making the shape of this tail block into this little piece here. Anyway, you get the idea. I think we just got to deal with that brace and this neck block, and then we can get this thing in the right spot. Okay, that's good progress. Now, good news, I found the neck for that body. I don't know how much I like it. It may not end up being what I use, but for now, I guess we'll roll with that. Now, we have a couple of things going for us on this build. I think the biggest thing we have going for us is that I'm not really informed enough to know if this is good or bad, or how I'm going about it is going to be right or wrong. So I can just blindly carry forward and think it's brilliant. I think the other thing we have going for us is, it really doesn't take that long to get to this point of an acoustic build. It's not that hard. So if this doesn't work out at all, well, we could just do it again. And then I guess the other thing is if we do get to the point where we need to do this thing again, maybe we'll change up the shape of this and make it a little better. The other thing is, if it doesn't work out and we don't like how the acoustic one's coming out, we could just scrap it and move on to our new build that I really want to do, which is the metal tricone. Yeah, I really would like to see this one through though. So, let's keep our feet burning in the fire and stay at it. Okay, it's a new day out here, and for the last couple of days, I've been running around collecting materials. I've just been running low on all kinds of stuff. I got a whole bunch more mild steel. I want to experiment with going even thinner material than I was doing before. So this is 24 gauge. I want to bring the weight down on those single cone mild steel builds. So we're going to bust out a mild steel out of the 24 gauge. I'm going to make a new jig to bend and solder the sides to the top and back. I'm trying to get all the pieces in order to do it. I got to order some bearings and a few more parts. I got a bunch of stuff to cut out on the CNC. The big one I bought this little piece of billet here because I want to make that T-bridge for the tricones. Actually, I think I can get 2 out of here. So I know Mule, he didn't like this one, and I kind of am with him on that. It's just a cast aluminum piece, and it's just not that nice. How much cooler would it be to make a billet one? It's going to be a whole ordeal. I feel like I just want to take it on, so that's why I bought this piece. And then was running way low on corian. So as you might know, I make all my templates out of corian, like you can see them in the background there. The corian just makes great templates. If you have a countertop type place in town, just go over there and ask them like, hey, do you got any scraps in your bin I can grab? And then they'll also usually sell you remnants for really cheap. So I ended up buying these 2 remnants. They were like, yeah, we're never going to sell this black one. And then there's definitely no way they were going to sell this thing. That is hideous. So I think the first thing I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to start cutting out some of the pieces for my side bender build that I'm going to do. So one thing I want to do before I start making this side bender jig out of corian is see how well this corian stands up to heat. I will be soldering right up against it. Can I solder straight to the corian and not worrying about melting the corian? So that's definitely melted. It's weird, it's coming off in a powder, not a gooey, like it melted to a powder, not a gooey substance. That kind of surprises me, but that's definitely melting. It looks like I'm gonna need aluminum on top of the corian pieces, which is fine. That aluminum will make it look a lot better since this is so ugly. Ugh. But right now, let's throw this thing on the CNC. I don't know, should we make the tool out of the nice stuff or the ugly stuff? I kind of feel like the tool would look a lot better out of the nice stuff. I guess I don't care. I'm going to make it out of this because I think it's about perfect size for what I got to do. So, okay, let's get started on that. Well, not only is this Corian ugly, but it's really heavy, so I decided it'd be easier to just cut it on the CNC than to try and use a skill saw or something like that and wrestle it around on the ground. So that's as far as I can reach back and forth on there. So I think it'll be really easy. It'll probably just break nice and clean if I wanted it. Okay, let's see what we can do about that. Well, the first one broke perfectly. See if this one does too. It should. It broke really nice. Yeah. Cool. Okay, now I can work with pieces that I can handle and not hurt myself with. I like it. Okay, this side bender is going to be made from 3 separate parts, actually layers of 3 separate parts. So if you see the 3 parts here on the file that we're cutting out, that's what we're making out of Corian. So here's what it's looking like as we're cutting these things out. It just takes me forever to get the top and the sides all lined up perfectly to solder and clamp them in place, and it's fiddly. It's just too time consuming. I feel like this is going to be much, much quicker to just have a clamping system that clamps that side to the top. You'll just turn a wheel here and it'll screw the whole thing together and clamp the sides up against the top or the back. If we're super fancy, this whole jig will turn on a thing, like on a turntable thing, so I can just solder and turn it while I'm soldering. I don't know, we may not get that fancy. You think of those scissor jacks that you use when you get a flat tire. You know, you turn the thing and both sides of it come together like that. It's going to be a similar concept with this, where when we turn the handle, both sides will screw together and it will clamp this thing on here. Anyway, I hope that you guys can get the idea. I'm sure you can. You guys are super smart. I'm sure you've got the idea. All right, I think we need to shut this video down. There's 4 or 5 other things that went on around here in the last week and a half. It's just been one of those weeks, and you know, this is sort of turned into a vlog style. I wanted to do this video just as a giveaway update so you guys would kind of know what's going on, know that I am working behind the scenes on it. Right now, you've got amazing chances. I think just over 1 in 100 chance. So if you're thinking about getting in, your chances of winning are really, really good. So yeah, every ornament you purchase is 1 entry into the giveaway for that. It ends December 12th at midnight, so don't forget about that. And then we'll do a random drawing type thing on a live stream, I think, is what we're going to do. I don't know, just before Christmas, so we'll kind of know. Yeah, get your entries in because you got phenomenal chances. Let's get out of here. Don't forget about the giveaway ending on December 12th. Thanks for following along with this one, you guys. We'll see you.